I'm Nic Deslauriers, and you're watching Nasty Knuckles.
You're listening to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer Riley Cote, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
All right, welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
What's up, Rigarelia?
I like the lid.
Oh, this whole thing?
It's fresh looking.
Mr. Kaz at Threadworks made it for Elvie. I actually stole it. It says Elvis.
I see that.
So I'm rocking it today.
You look rocking the orange too.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't think you were a big fan of the orange.
I'm not as big of a fan as you are of orange, but it's got my son's name on it. So
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
He thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Kaz is pretty good at that stuff,
Yes,
man.
he is. Yes, he is.
Pretty good.
You recover from the game the other night?
Our game, it's hard to recover when you're as bad as I was. I had a tough game. I will say
focused.
this. I was focused. I will say this, though. Your stick handling. Fuck. Man, actually, I can't say that about you. You should say it about me because I couldn't handle anything. And
Mismanaging the puck right there.
You had 4 Gs, I think.
Yeah, it was on
the other
fire.
night. Got one real quick thing. Zingo, let's go. You
Zingo,
can't be
you better
missing
be
games.
at the next game.
JD, you either. All right, anyway.
Yeah, we could have used a little offensive firepower.
Boys, Rouse was screaming at me. Move your leg. I couldn't concentrate. I thought fucking Iron Mike was behind the bench there yelling at me. No, I'm kidding. I was awful.
Making plays standing still, Nasty. You've been around the hockey long enough and been on the bench long enough.
I think I was trying to move my feet. It's just the mitts were as bad as they are. They were worse. And I finally scored. I hadn't scored in a while. I scored. I didn't count it. They thought it hit the post and it went in.
Yeah, well, it happens.
That thing had eyes.
We couldn't go up to Toronto and
we definitely could not do that. You can't do that. So anyway,
it's
fun.
Good effort.
Yep.
We were in the game, and we'll have to bounce back and get them next week.
This Sunday.
All right, Flyers hockey. What do we got now?
Yeah, we got them 4-2. I think like to have seen 5-1. To be honest with you, I think they had a little bit of fatigue probably set in Sunday with their second, with the back-to-back. They played Nashville, played a really good game, won 3-1. Bees nuts, our boy. He had 3 points. Hazy got his first.
Yep.
And then, had a tough game against San Jose. A couple of boys benched.
Yeah. Tort's doing his thing, sending a message.
Yep.
It happens.
Yeah, it does.
We talked a little bit about this. Whether it was maybe a little bit over aggressive. Benching them for the full 20. But I think towards his track record it's not a short term play. His message sending it's more for the long term. So understanding that maybe he could have used a couple of those guys on the ice to maybe potentially contribute. But again, I think it's more about the long term, building the foundation of accountability for the rest of the guys to see.
When those young kids see that he's going to sit a guy like Hazy and TK, who are obviously the hottest players on your team, and they've been playing really well too. Bad thing from that game is JVR hurt. Looks like it's a
tough loss.
They're saying he's out a month, probably surgery. So I hate to hear that. Get well, JVR. So other than that, it's still been a better start than I think a lot of people thought.
Yeah, 100%. They're obviously trending in the right way. They're scooping up wins, and I think the identity's there. The work is there. Obviously, there's a lot to work on, and I think towards his system, obviously taking care of the D zone and limiting those grade A opportunities, and Carter Hart's
he's been amazing.
Been amazing. I think the system that they're playing helps support him a little bit better than maybe in the past, but. No, I mean, I don't think any Flyers fans expected this type of start. And the energy is there. I think that what the fans really hold on to and gravitate towards is the essence, right? I mean, I would say it's Flyers hockey, some Tillies, the grunt work, the emotion. So, I mean, could it be better? Yeah, well, you could always be better. But but I think the substance is there, foundation is there. So
Well,
nice to see.
You're right, Rouse. And I also wanted to mention, too, that Nashville game, I thought big Zach McEwen, he had a great game. And
Yeah, he did. Hell of a-
big goal there, and he's working his ass off.
Yeah.
And not like we didn't think he would, but it's nice to see. He unfortunately was sent down, but he came up, and I feel like he's made a difference since he's
he was wheeling, get on the
back,
forecheck,
so.
nice little play. Yeah,
Like to see him rewarded with a goal. He's worked his butt off, like I said. So
100%. Yeah, boys are trending. So looking forward to seeing this Thursday against Florida. Should be
that'd be a good test.
A good test for sure. Yeah, and we're on a little bit of a road trip tomorrow, Nast. You and I.
We are with Tovey Hockey.
Yeah.
Headed down to Washington to see the Capitals. Taking a bunch of twigs with us. Some guys interested in trying them, and I can't wait to get the feedback and see their reaction to the stick, because it is. I think it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Once we get a guy that's going to use this thing and they feel it, it's going to make a difference.
I think so too. Yeah, it'd be nice to get in front of the squad, see Lavi.
Got to talk to Lavi. I got a couple pills for him. See what he thinks. Jack him right up.
Yeah, hopefully we can get one of those bad boys into Obi's hands.
Yeah.
Maybe he can score 60 this year. Who knows?
I think he would. I think he's going to have a look at a couple of them.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, Nast. I think we're ready to rock here.
Let's do it.
Episode 91.
Wow.
Presented to you by DLI Commercial. Good friends at DLI Commercial. Check them out at dlicommercial.com for all your commercial construction needs nationally, not just locally here in Philly area. So check them out. I think we're ready to rock. Let's go, Nas.
Let's go.
Welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
And I'm Derek Settlemyre. And this week we are so happy to have big number 44 free agent signing this summer for the Flyers, Mr. Nic Deslauriers. What's up, brother?
How's it going? Thanks for having me, boys.
Oh, man. We're pleased to have you. Couldn't wait to get you here, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, man. I've been chasing you around a little bit.
Yeah.
Busy life, busy
man.
schedule, but carving out some time. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so what's it been like? I mean, fresh in Philly here. You guys are 6 games deep. I mean, talk about the signing. Let's talk about that. Start there and.
Yeah, no, that was first time going UFA. It's kind of how I thought it was going to be, but more nerve-wracking. It's kind of, our role is disappearing. Obviously, I'm not saying my role is the same as you. You were way tougher than me.
I don't know about that.
It's disappearing, and I thought going on the 13th that, my agent was like, there's a lot of teams. I was like, we'll see, Then 13 hits, and I get 2 offers within a minute, and it keeps going. So I was like, I am in demand. So it kind of triggers you a little bit. But the way I treated it, and I'm a big family guy. I really, thanks to technology, every offers I had that were decent, my first thing was school district for my kids. Just seeing, and it turned out. I think the thing that I respect about Chuck as well is he didn't force me to sign it. I think I got the offer at like 12:20. I only signed it at 4:20.
Wow.
Like I really took my time, put the kids to bed for a nap and trying to just sit with my wife and be like, what do we think here? Obviously a lot of rumors of me going back to Anaheim with giving me the opportunity of going to play in the playoffs with Minnie. And I told my wife, I was like, I feel like California, I've done it. And I want something new. And obviously, like I said, family guy, 8-hour drive from home. So kind of see grandpa, grandma a lot for the kids. It was huge, but the organization was kind of fitting me. And like, I like to be kind of suiting myself with the city, blue collar kind of type of team and a younger team. And I've been in that role my whole career. So I think trying to bring something, obviously I don't have a cup. I don't have a lot of experience in the playoffs, but trying to bring that mindset of, you gotta work your ass off.
Right.
Nothing's been given to you. You have to work. And it was a really big eye opener for me going to Mini. It was so old, how mature everybody is, and how all the decisions is not even upper staff or coach. It's only us. Compared to now, like, yes, we need some guidance. We're young and everything. So I think that fit was good. And obviously when I signed, we came here, I think, the week after and started visiting houses. And that's when, we kind of cut it off to where we want the kids to go to school. And I'm happy so far. It's been good.
It's been great. And it's funny you say that. We talked about this when that whole thing was going on and the free agent frenzy. And you were definitely in demand, and we were actually shocked at the trading deadline. Now, I know they were giving you a shot, but we were like, man, I can't understand why they would trade you, because you were very important for their team.
It was a weird one. We had that long trip just before trade deadline, all the New York teams. And it started just before that. I had a good chat with Pat Verbeek, and he told me, like, we might trade you. So obviously when you hear that, you're going on an 8-day trip. I was in the plane with 3 suitcases, just ready, and the thing that helped me on that trade too was me and my wife kind of agreed on, like, this is happening. So the checkout was already done, and then a week after he's like, oh no, I'm not trading you. So I'm like,
wow,
what's happening?
Little curveball.
And then I think I got traded the day before the trade deadline came up. He's like, just after practice, let me practice and everything. He's like, yeah, I think and he asked me, he's like, where do you want to go? I have some good spots, and Minnie was not in there, to be honest with you. And I ended up going there, and it was the best thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
I mean, I just don't. I remember us on the show just saying, "Wow!" Like, I just
there was kind of a not a side deal. It was more of a give me the opportunity. I'm going to trade you, and I'll sign you. And obviously, business is business. When you come free agency, you look at your options and look at things. But I liked it down there. It's kind of similar a bit here. Younger team, but I like more the grit that we have here compared to down there. That's for sure.
Yeah, you were definitely a Philly style player.
Right. We were pumped, man. When you signed, man.
Yeah, we were pretty jacked, and not just the fighting, just the way you play the game. Like, you play hard, you could skate, and you're a team guy, and it's you just fit right into this place, and it's great. You got a 4-year deal, man.
Yeah,
good for
got
you.
for 4 years here, so maybe more.
Yeah, I was surprised myself too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're like the modern day, like the modern day tough guy, man. You're tough as nails. I mean, you're throw you up there as top 3 guy in the league, and you skate. I mean, the fact that you were an offensive defenseman back in the day, is pretty amazing. So I mean, you fit the mold, you fit Philly, and then obviously Torts' style, right? I mean, you complement his philosophy, as well as most coaches have a hardworking philosophy. But the young guys you mentioned, right? I mean, I think you're just a good catalyst. So
I think it's just trying to change the mindset of the new generation. It's different. Like I've worked my ass off to be where I'm at. I think I played maybe 6 years without PK. It was 3-4 minutes, and it took me a long time to kind of manage when to fight. How back in the days was you can fight, fight 2-3 times a game. It's fun. Now you have to kind of manage. That's what, like, my first couple of years, obviously being a D-man, I didn't know much. I didn't fight junior. I didn't fight American League. And
I was going to ask you
with
that,
my size. My first pro fight in the A was against Ryan Olwig.
No shit, eh?
Wow.
I didn't do well, but I didn't do bad, so I was like, okay. And then I got traded from Manch to Buffalo, and obviously put me right on the left side between John Scott and Zinem Kanopka.
Yeah, right.
So he kind of
take a hint. Take a hint.
kind of rolled that, and then I fought Brendan Prust. That he's a really
technical fighter.
And
very good.
I did well there, and kind of got the itch, and got to put some bread on the table for the family. That's what brought me there. But it took me a while though, like, to gauge when to do it, when not to do it. Because now hockey is all about momentum change.
Yeah, sure.
100%.
Hit, you get a good hit, it's a momentum changer.
Yeah.
You get a good fight, it is, but it can go both ways. So I think that's the thing that I had to teach myself, and obviously the league is getting so fast. Like every summer I used to work out trying to be 225, 230, strongman workout, farmer walk.
Yeah.
Now I don't do that anymore. I try to maintain the strength, but I do power skating.
Yeah.
I never thought at 31 this summer spend 20 hours doing power skating, but that's what I need, because the league is like this now. But it's been a weird track for me for sure. But I enjoy it. I wish I could fight more, but sometimes you don't get buyers. But I think the mindset that I have that helps me is that I don't think I'm the toughest guy in the league. I'm just not scared.
Yeah,
That's the thing that brought me the success I've had.
Right. Kind of reminds me of myself in men's league.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but you're in a position, and I wish I would have been able to be in that position where it's like you're able to just kind of be yourself, and the fights will present themselves. You don't have to even think about it, really.
Yeah, it's really different. It's more on your terms.
Yeah,
like, that's the thing. Obviously, fighting a lot. I think the last 3 years, I think I had 14, 12, and 10.
Yeah.
Back in the days, 14 was a regular season kind of fighting year.
Yeah.
Now it's a lot.
Yeah.
I kind of got that respect from others, and now it's like picking and choosing who I can fight. Obviously, I'll fight more the same kind of guys, but it's a mindset. It's a different mindset, you know.
Sure.
Would I have done as well back in the days? Probably my workouts would have been different and being more of a 230. But you know, I think it's. I don't think I would have done as well. I think now it's just having the leverage of deciding when I want to do it on my terms. I think it's huge. But when I was younger, obviously I was just looking for it, and it would put me out of position to play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right? I know a little bit about that. You know, you're actually really inspiring, and in the sense for like young youth hockey players, like learning to adapt and evolve. I mean, again, you were a defenseman, offensive defenseman, and you know you accepted the role to move up as a forward, obviously, and then you know, figuring out that you had to get your hands dirty, but then also to figure out your body. You know, the 230 thing resonates with me because I was that fat ass guy that was.
Well, you
know,
try to be a big.
Yeah, I was trying to be big and strong.
And like I fight McDermott often. Like, this guy's big.
Yeah.
He's long. He has everything that a fighter described. Like he has the technique. He works out in the summers. I know where he works out in Mini with Clarkie, and I had him in LA. It's like technique and everything, but strong, long.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't work out like that anymore because I want to prove every camp for me. I want to prove that I can play more.
You're a hockey player. Yeah.
5 minutes.
Right.
I had some tough years. Like when I was in Buffalo, I think I fought Jared Bull. 56-second shift. Fought Jared Bull. That was my only shift.
Oh,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Kind of like when you see that it's going away, and you're kind of still that guy. Like, I had some thinking to do for sure. Like when I switched from D to forward, I thought my career was on. I thought it was Fort Line grinder in the American League, and you know I got lucky obviously with a trade and having Tim Murray as a GM in Buffalo that wanted me, that saw me. I think he told me he saw me twice play as a forward and loved what he saw, and obviously I got lucky to go in reconstruction completely in Buffalo. I think that's when you guys traded Ville Leno and
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
left. So it's like I went there. It was like kind of got lucky. It was guys from East Coast playing their first NHL game and everything, and I got the bite of it. And I started fighting, so that's why I think it helped me a lot to kind of change the page on LA and being that offensive defenseman. It helped me at the beginning of my career for sure, being that forward of having the tendency of picking up the puck as a D-man. I'm like, oh, okay, I know if I put my stick there, I would do this. So it kind of helped me a bit.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah.
So stuck me in the NHL a bit, and then obviously, like I said, now it was more of adapting to the league. It changes so quick, you know.
Yeah. And after that first year in Buffalo, was that you managed staying in Buffalo for that off season? Then
played pretty much. I think I had 18 goals before trade deadline as a forward and D in Manch, and then got traded at a trade deadline. Played 17 games, and obviously I was eligible to play in the playoffs for Rochester, and played there. And then that's when I signed my first one-way 2-year deal. And since then, was always grabbing that 50 grand more.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So when you were in match, you were saying you played power play on the point, PK D, but then you were first line forward.
Yeah,
that's
amazing.
Wow.
I was playing with
very versatile.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was playing with Brendan Cozen.
Yeah,
and
right.
Jordan Will, so two small.
Oh, Wheeler. Yeah, right.
We
Wheeler.
had success, so it was funny. But PP on the point, quarterback, and PK blocking shots. So I was kind of doing everything, but at the same time, it's so weird when that decision happened that I was playing forward. I didn't know where my career was gonna go.
Right.
Like I was called my agent. I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, just sit tight." And that's when after 3 months.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm still sitting here. Right?
And everything, and then obviously business is business. I changed my agent and got traded, got an opportunity. And this new league, new generation is all about opportunities.
Yeah,
right. I think I fit in that window that toughness was still there. You know, obviously I was playing in Manch with Justin Johnson.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Big teddy bear.
Yeah. What a
He
beauty.
taught me a little bit, you know, and I would not fight in American League. You know, I think I would fight maybe twice, 3 times a year tops. And he kind of taught me a little bit, and you know, kind of kept that to heart. And I was fortunate to see him fight John Scott.
Oh yeah,
So
what an amazing
yeah.
fight for
that
him.
was good for him.
Yeah.
He had, you know, he's one guy that, you know, you wish that his dream was to play one game in the NHL.
Yeah.
He got it.
And he got
He had
it.
a great night the night before,
David
too.
versus Goliath,
He had
right?
a long
Yeah.
night. Trust me, I was with him. He was telling the story.
No,
and
he
had a great
legendary week.
Yes, there you go. Exactly. Great
Oh, good
story.
for him. He's but those are people that kind of stick in my head, you know. That,
Yeah.
You know, I loved John Scott and I loved Z as well, but they never really. I wasn't there long enough with them, so it was kind of the end of the year and it was a shit show. Everybody's gone, so we kind of never talked and had. I would have loved to pick their brain and see how I could get better, but I found it by myself.
Yeah,
Wow.
you definitely have. And you know, you're lucky because playing with Wheelie, if you even watched him before the game, his whole routine, that could have fucked you right up, man.
Morning, I think wasn't that morning skate was warm-ups.
Yeah.
Oh
He was
yeah.
the most dangerous guy.
Oh yeah. Man.
Like,
bobbing and
it was
weaving and
tight turns.
Yeah. Oh my God.
man, he was the most
we
intense.
laughed. Oh my God.
Most intense warm-up
guys
player.
he would, you know, when he do his whole
Oh,
thing with his
God.
eyes closed, guys are like, "What
There
is he?"
there is some people that have some weird ritual. He is one of them, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh my. We've
vis-
talked about that
visualizing for
before.
sure.
Yeah.
Visualizing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever we were, I had to get a chair for him so he could go somewhere, and he would sit in the hall and he'd go up the elevator and back down. That's what he said he was doing, visualizing the doors. But even in the room, when he'd close his eyes and he'd be doing his moves,
Oh, it's hilarious.
I'm like, dude, you're getting ready to do 100 spins and warm ups.
You're giving me a headache.
Oh yeah.
right.
But no.
But a hell,
love-
hell of an
love
American
Wheelie.
League player, man.
Yeah,
Holy,
really.
that guy could
Yeah.
perform for sure.
Yeah.
Just expanding on, so you ended the season in Buffalo. I read somewhere that you stayed there that off season, and is that when you kind of figured out how to kind of refine the body to play this new age game and
Yeah,
play
a little
role?
bit. I think obviously family there too. My 2 oldest one are from Buffalo. That's when I had my first child and was kind of being more involved. I stayed like I was telling you guys just before. I stayed in LA.
Yeah.
On my 3rd year pro. Stayed the full summer there with O'Connell, OC.
Oh, yeah,
That's it.
right.
And I would go on the ice, just me and him. He would teach me. He would always add an inch to my stick as a D-man. Hey,
Get the
he was a
pool
big
skimmer.
fan. He was a big fan of Prongy's stick,
Yeah,
long
sure.
stick and everything. And spent the full summer there. My wife was pregnant. They took care of us and everything. And no, it just didn't pan out. I got cut one of the first ones. So in my head, when that happened, when I went to Buffalo, played a couple games in Rochester, and then stayed there, I was like, I think I have to stay here now because I played a couple games. Like LA, I would play some preseason games. I was lefty D with Doughty. He would play 25, I would play 3 in preseason. I'm like, I can't do anything. Right. And in Buffalo was more of a, putting my mindset to like showing them how I work out and everything.
Yeah, right.
I was there brand new. I was there for 2 months. And it got me just before my kid was born. I got a 2-year one-way minimum salary. I was like, perfect. And for me, it was like a big deal. You just can't come
right.
off of being on a 2-way first entry-level contract and stayed there. And that's when I started to kind of work out a little bit differently, but still going into, because my first 4 years was really, I need to fight every game. If I didn't fight, I would run everywhere and just ask glass. I would ask everybody.
Right.
I would and after 4 years, that's when I kind of I think that trade to Montreal kind of proved to me that if I'm maybe a little lighter, work on my skating and everything. So that's when I kind of changed everything. That was more on my own. But staying in Buffalo was probably a game changer as well to kind of new GM, everything, new coach.
Show face and show.
And it helped me to stay there. I hope that was the point. But, give credit to the organization that gave me a chance. But they also, 4 years after, almost put me in the pickle there because they put me on the waivers the day before the 25-man roster. So
Oh, man.
I had to go back in the American League. And for a guy like me, worked so hard to get up there,
Yeah.
to get sent down, that was a slap in the face.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But I took it the right way. I couldn't even go to Rochester. They told me not to go there. Season started 2 weeks in. NHL have 5 games. I'm at home, just waiting. They're trying to trade me. They don't want me to get hurt, so I had to take an insurance by myself to go work out just to make sure and to not get hurt. And got traded. Went in Laval, played 2 weeks there. Got called up and never went back down.
Wow.
But I think I needed it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 100%.
It was a slap in the face. Went in Laval with a great attitude, and I had a great first year in Montreal. Second year, obviously, fought preseason, had facial surgery, and I had Claude Julien. Like I never say anything about coaches, but it wasn't a fit between me and him.
Right.
And he kept telling me I was behind everybody, and I was out for 8 weeks at the beginning of the year. At the end of the year was the same story, so I wasn't playing much. I think the last 20 games I got scratched. Really didn't make the playoff by 1 point. And then that's when it was my first ever time asking for a trade. I was like, I need out. I have 1 more year.
Right.
I did an extension with Montreal. And I need out. And going to Anaheim was probably the best thing for me, going in that bigger division, trying to prove that. But my mindset when I got there was totally different. I was like, okay, 26, 27, I'm just going to go there and be a good pro. I won't play every game. And first 20 games, I think I played 5 games.
Wow.
They were trying to see which kid was staying, and stayed positive. And then ball kept rolling, and ended up fighting 12 times that year. Scored my first hat trick, and then extension, and then that's where we're at.
Awesome.
So I think the big thing is the mindset that I kind of changed helped me in the future.
Yeah.
I think that's the things that right now, the new generation, everything's been giving to them.
Yeah.
I got kids. I know how
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had
100%.
I had a tough childhood, and I don't want my kids to be like that.
Right.
I give them what they want.
Right.
I'll make them work for it a bit more than maybe the regular person, but everything's been given to everybody. So
Yeah.
that's the
It is
thing
so
that-
true. Yeah.
We've
the
talked about
entitlement. And,
Yeah.
so-
But at the same time, it's fun to watch. The NHL is fun to watch.
oh, it is.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like having Zegras, like
I was.
Oh,
we
yeah.
were gonna ask you about
Like
that.
Talk
kid is-
about him.
That kid is so gifted. I've never seen somebody with so much hands, so much talent.
Oh.
His attitude is just goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like we came with a thing. I think like he legit has a 5-second mental jam. So you would tell him something, and be pissed at him. 5 seconds later, hey, how's it going, man? Like,
Yeah.
but I think for how he plays, it's the
Yeah.
best
You
thing he
need
can
that.
do.
Yeah. 100%. You got to.
But that's one kid that I'm like, if I do that, I can't pull that off.
Right.
Like just come to the rink and just be goofy and just have a terrible practice. But he does work
Yeah.
when he wants.
When he wants.
But he's an unbelievable player.
Yeah.
And I had he just before getting traded, not before getting traded, before Bob Murray got fired. He came up to me. He's like, because I'm a guy that gets at the rink 2 hours before practice. I work out before. And he said, I want Zegras and Drysdale with you every morning. First day, Bob Murray's on the bike. Zegras is not there.
Oh boy.
Second day, not there. He's like, go fucking get him. So I'm like, I told him, I was like, look, I don't want you to fucking lift as much weight as me. Just show your face.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
be there. And he started doing it every morning. He would bring me a coffee.
Yeah.
Stop at
Oh,
Starbucks,
that's
bring me a coffee. But he would be there. So he kind of get into his head of, they wanted him to be there early to kind of be a pro.
Yeah, right.
And I
Right.
think this year I was talking to Shattenkirk and all those guys, and he's been doing that, getting there early and everything. So I think it's just trying to get, not the old soul that we have, but, you play a game for a living.
Right.
Get up, come early.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's the new generations like that. But it's fun to watch when you see those
Man,
kids
the
play.
skill
I
level
think
is insane.
people get there early to watch them in warm-ups.
Yep.
Just to watch.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
seriously,
right,
you know,
yeah.
like, it's
I
impressive.
still can't pick up the puck on my stick.
Yeah. I know. Right.
So
He does it like it's like
no,
nothing.
no.
Like,
But it's fun to see.
yeah, it is.
But at the
It's fun to
same
watch.
time, you wish you were like, my kids don't want to be me. Like, they don't want to be Zegras. and all
Of
those
course.
guys,
Yeah.
but,
So sexy looking.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
no, but no, it's where the money's at, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. If you could score 50 and
Yeah.
have mitts like that, Probably would have taken that pass, but
I think so.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
It wasn't in the cards now. See that puck? That puck is.
Yeah, you saw it earlier. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, no, it's the skill level is amazing. But you know, to your point on Zegras, it wasn't so much about how much work he needed to pour in, but like just showing up there early. It's like the mindset of being prepared, right? You can't show up right.
He's a guy you don't want him to be strong. Like you want him to be strong, but at a certain point, you don't want him to bulk up.
No, of course not.
You know, but it's just being a pro.
Just being there, yeah.
That's how I think, especially like Torts being here. Like he hates hats. He wants everybody to be, but like he told us, he's like, I lost that battle about hats and everything, but you know we have tracksuit for the road.
Right.
You wear them. Like he's gonna call you off if you don't. But that's for me. It's like I go up to.
Yeah.
Go downstairs for breakfast. I know I have to wear that. I don't need to ask, hey, what's the dress code? But those young guys don't know. Like they're like, oh, I can put some shorts. I still have the hat, but it's not that.
Yeah,
like he is an old generation. He wants you to be like that. You do it like that.
Yeah.
Like the first thing, I think it was first day of camp. Not first day. So after those 2 skating tests.
Yeah.
The first day I see guys going out with no chin strap. I'm like, I think this guy, you might need to want to put your chin strap on.
Yeah.
Everybody's been putting a chin strap on.
Yeah.
You don't want anything against you on that point, but I think that's what this organization needed. Like obviously you
some
guys
discipline and
you guys
structure.
probably love all this. He hasn't been too bad, I guess, on the podcast after games or interviews, but you know we needed some guidance.
100%.
But at the same time, he can't do it by himself.
Yeah.
We need to fix what's going on and everything, and to come back to the start. I think obviously last game was bad for us, but you know we had a good start. You know?
Yeah, very
100%.
good start.
I think
very good
Hartsy's
start.
been standing on his head.
Yeah,
you know we have a lot of things to fix, that's for sure. But no, he's a big piece for us too. You know, he comes up and you walk your ass tight. You know, you never know if something's gonna happen. Like today, you know, practice we had a bad game. We had a day off yesterday. Like, everybody's mentally prepared to get bagged.
Yeah.
We didn't, but we worked on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But you know, it makes everybody just walk
Yeah,
straighter,
right.
and you know, I think it's good.
100%.
Yeah,
it was needed.
I worked with Torch 3 times with USA Hockey and stuff, and even at that, like, man, he holds you accountable, and I mean,
and there's no bullshit,
right?
If he's like our meeting before camp was, you know, like we're gonna have some battles, we're gonna have some good times, some bad times. It's not because I hate you,
Right.
I'll send some message. He does. You're making 7 sheets, or you're making 750. He treats everybody the same way. I think that's what we needed, and that's what I think the NHL still needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, I agree with that. And you know, for Flyers situation going into the off season, like there couldn't have been a better guy to take that job and lay down that foundation and bring that accountability back, and you know, build off that, right? I mean, like you said, like you need a supporting cast. He can't do it himself, obviously.
No, for sure.
But it seems like, you know, the between yourself and D'Angelo off season additions, and just the energy behind the rest of the guys is certainly, from a spectator's standpoint, certainly visibly obvious that you guys are trending in the right direction, and you guys are believing in him.
Yeah,
and the system.
Like I said, there's a lot of things to work on for sure. But I think having that, you know, obviously we're going to be in shape. That's for sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But having that mentality, there's like no quit.
Yeah, right.
No, blocking shots is a big thing for him.
Yeah.
Like guys are blocking shots. You know, like everybody. And I think that's the thing that, if you work hard and you lose, he's going to be as happy as if you win and you have an easy night.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing that kind of brings back to keeping everybody accountable. Like now, like you play a shift and you feel like you did a mistake. He knows you did one.
Yeah.
He might not sit you or something, but you know that video session. So it makes the full environment stricter. It's fucking work.
Yeah,
that's what it's
your
supposed to be.
work. Yeah,
your
So
job.
I think it's good, but you know we'll try to turn this thing around. You know, obviously when I talked to Chuck and to Torts before signing, like I kind of knew what went wrong before, so I kind of felt like I was already here before signing.
Yeah.
That what needed to be changed, and you know, Torts came in and said I need to change a couple things, and not even a week after, things were changed. So,
Yeah, it's funny. One of the boys told me the other day he had some guys get haircuts.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the old man
So what do you think
bun?
about the man bun there?
that wouldn't fly.
I thought he was going to say something about my beard, but he has a little scruffy one and he has the goatee. If he would have said something, I would have probably did the goatee.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But no, I think he wants you to be presentable.
Right.
I actually don't care about hair and everything. But,
Right.
you know, like, I think poor Wado. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I told him he looks better like this. So,
Yeah.
but I think he shot himself in the foot. He liked to play with it, so it's kind of
Yeah.
Distraction now.
and you're a
Yeah,
younger guy.
yeah,
Yes.
you can't have that.
But no, he did it right away.
Yep.
I offered him to cut it right before practice.
Did you? That would be great.
But no, he's a good kid too.
Yeah,
You know,
he-
Oh, he's a beauty.
awesome.
Yeah,
He works his ass off. That's what we like. But you know, that was a message.
yeah.
Yep. 100%.
He did it right away.
Yeah, exactly, and it's translating, you know, into the fans, right? I mean, all fans want, especially in Philly, it's just an honest effort, right? That identity, just like that. Again, win, lose or draw, it's like you're showing up and you're gonna fight till the
Yeah, no,
buzzer.
for sure.
And it,
Like just look at how the vibe is going in the city right now.
yeah, I know,
It's
right?
unreal,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Like
it's crazy.
I was warming up just before the game when Harper hit that bomb, and I heard the
You could hear the stadium.
It was insane. It was insane.
That's crazy,
Insane.
man.
But that's how.
Yeah,
That's one thing why when I signed here was this city is
Yeah.
you're gonna have
For
some
real.
people that's gonna hate you. I still get chirped about me signing here and not Johnny Gaudreau because the full story was him signing here,
Right.
And I took his money.
Oh, yeah, right.
I wish I took.
Buddy,
it.
everybody here, I would
Obviously, those fans don't know anything.
They don't know what they're talking
But
about,
you know,
obviously.
those are things like
right.
I played in Montreal.
Yeah.
One day you're
Yeah.
God, the next
Yeah.
day you can't play hockey.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not a guy that gets affected by anything.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, you see the city is like it's a sports town.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You can, if you don't perform, you don't perform.
Right.
Like we're gonna get booed sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're gonna be jumping and it's
Yeah.
gonna be sick. So
Yeah.
I
They,
think that's
when the team's working hard,
Yeah.
it's always good. But I'll tell you what, the playoffs, it's just like with the Phillies. Obviously, not as many people in a building, but man, in the final,
electric,
last
yeah.
when we were in the finals, even we were talking about the series a few years back with it. Well, it's been a while now, actually.
Yeah, right.
With Pittsburgh
Way
and that,
back.
but man, I mean. That building gets going, man, and it's
I could see
you just
it.
get
I could
chills,
see it.
man.
And especially right now too. Like it's a good start for the city. Like I
Yeah.
think personally
Great.
we had a good start.
Yep.
You know, 4-2. I'm pretty sure everybody was not thinking that.
No,
We just said that earlier,
Yeah.
And
exactly.
you got the Eagles and you got Phillies that are
Phillies.
doing unbelievable. So I think it's good for the city. We just gotta, kind of get the vibe from them as well. You know,
Yeah.
trying to get the full city
yeah.
just buzzing.
yeah.
yeah.
And like you said, I don't think they were expecting this start. Although we actually, not to say we know what we're talking about, but we did. Like we talked about it. It was just like, I'm telling you, this team, knowing Torts, it's going to be different, man. You know, I'm not saying you're going to win 82 games, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're going to play hard. You guys are going to play hard. I still know most of the guys on the team and talk to them, and they've been embarrassed by what's going on, and it's. Take a lot of shit in Philly, like you
Yeah.
said. Like this is one of those towns, but like nobody likes losing.
No,
Doesn't help
no.
anything. Doesn't
No,
help
it doesn't.
you as a individual with a contract or anything like that. It just doesn't.
You play
help.
for so much things.
Yeah, I know,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Pride is one of them.
Yep.
You play for the team, but there's some guys that need to sign.
Right.
Yeah.
So you kind of play for yourself a little bit, but
Right.
you don't have success if the team's not having success.
That's the
Like
truth.
I told this in so many interviews. Like people were like, so like you're not a point guy, but like when you don't have a point in like 5, 6, 10 games, I was like, if I can go a full year without a point and make the playoff, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not there for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for me, I got asked after a game in Tampa. I was like, how does it feel when you're in the box and you score? They score. Like, they get their point. It feels for me the same way as when I score.
Right.
You know, I fight. I go in the box. Not even the shift after we score.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Turn to get. I mean.
Yeah.
That's
Like for me, I want AZ to have 50 goals.
right.
I don't want to have some.
Yeah.
I'll have 50 fights. He can have 50
Yeah. Right.
But you know, winning is something, and if I can change something by not being on the score sheet, I can care less.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's huge for the team, and that's what some people just didn't understand about how good of a signing this was for you, or for the Flyers. And
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
And
no,
you. But
I won't complain.
But you know,
Yeah,
what,
I know, right,
but
yeah.
you know what I mean. It's
Yeah,
just,
no,
it's
for
like
sure.
something things sometimes fans don't understand a game totally. and know what the certain
It
people
is hard
play.
to understand as a fan, for sure. You try to. Some people don't know about the caps,
Right.
cap space, and everything. Like you want Wayne Gretzky to come back and play. You want McDavid to be traded to your team.
Yeah, of course.
Like, it doesn't
exactly.
work like that. But no,
Right.
it's that's what makes it fun, though. It makes it like people like you, people hate you.
Yeah.
I think that's the full. You can't be loved by everybody. That's the main thing. But if it starts affecting you, that's when it's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah. Outside of the, say the foundation that's been laid, the grunt work and the identity. I mean, you said you're working on a bunch of stuff. Obviously, I think we can all recognize you can always work on stuff. What is, they say the top two things as a team right now that you guys are focusing on cleaning up?
Well, I think closing quick in the D zone is one thing.
Yeah.
I think, I think our start's been. We had some good starts. We had some bad starts. I think those two things are more of, not issues, but need to be fixed. I think in the D zone, we kind of watch a little bit too much sometimes. We got to close, and we've been practicing every day. Every day we have a practice. There's 5-on-5 drill.
Yeah.
There's some good players out there. Obviously,
shit.
we have to have kind of that mindset that we can close, but if something happens, that we have the support that somebody else can help, and those are things. And I think we've been shooting the puck quite a bit. I think that's the main thing. But I think it's. All around, we have to fix a little bit of things, but I think that D zone is one of those things, But it comes back to old school, like you played.
Yeah.
Those two blue lines, you can't turn the puck over.
No, you cannot.
Those kills
haunt you.
And I think it's going to stay like this for the rest. I think of hockey generation or hockey
right,
world,
yeah.
if you turn the puck at those two blues, it hurts. So I think those are things that we have to clean up. I think there's a couple games that we were in the fight, and one mistake they capitalize.
Yeah.
And we know, like Tor said it, we don't have the powerhouse to have one guy that can score 5 goals.
That's it.
We have to do it as a team. We have to be better without the puck, defend better, and we've been lucky enough to like our PP was going well the first 2 or 3 games. Last game didn't work out, but there's games like this.
Right.
It's trying to, that D zone be better in front of Hartsey. Because we know we have a good goalie. We know he's going to save our ass.
Yeah.
If you can save it twice instead of 10 times,
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Exactly.
But those are things for sure. And you know how it is, special teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
huge.
huge. Obviously we got scored a couple goals on the PK, and those are things that you got to tweak. Sometimes killing that extra 5 seconds helps you win that game. So
Right.
it's all little things, but obviously. We're missing some good pieces.
Yeah, right.
That's what I think people aren't thinking about either. We're missing a few guys right now. So.
I think Risto didn't play. Risto's a big body, big
Right.
D.
Yep.
He's going to be back soon. I think that helps our decor.
Right.
No doubt.
You got Cam,
Yeah.
veteran guy. You got Coots. That's probably I would almost compare him as Bergeron.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
100%.
True.
Defensive minded, but has skill
Can
offensively.
score, yeah.
No, those are 2 big pieces.
No
You got
kidding.
Brownie as well.
Yeah.
We're doing well.
Right.
Could we do better? 100%. But there's some things that are missing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And you mentioned like the D zone closing. I feel like when you think of like towards his teams in the past, it's like really real strong emphasis on
Yep.
the D zone. I remember like
Yeah.
them squeezing like 4 bodies in the corner. But I mean, to your point, you have to score as a collective unit because you don't have that extra firepower. So playing better defensively obviously is gonna he's gonna translate to more some more offensive chances, but also to help Carter Hart,
no,
right?
for
I mean,
sure.
he's like giving up great
For
opportunities.
sure. We like TK's having a good start this
Yeah.
year. Like he's leading scoring for us. We trust that he's going to score goals, but we have to defend first.
Yeah.
You can't. We don't have the team to play run and gun.
No.
Are we good defensively compared to another team defensively? Maybe, but we don't have that firehouse up front. That
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
So I think the old saying: if you score more goals than them, it's for sure a win. But you gotta make sure that we start well and close quick. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. I would love the start. Love the
Yeah, that's
foundation.
awesome.
What's your overall thoughts on Philly outside of like the fans themselves? I mean, have you had a chance to?
I haven't
kick
had the
around
chance
and-
that much. Obviously, practicing in Voorhees, I didn't go much in Philly. But I think it's more being more around the team right now, it's kind of the only thing I can describe. Obviously, I'm a little ways away from those guys from Haddonfield, but it's been good. I think the weather's beautiful, and as of now, I think I have to find myself to go a little bit more in Philly because.
No cheesesteak yet?
No.
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 He's off the cheesesteaks now.
Roz,
He's off
I can't be 230.
Yeah, right. He told you he's cutting weight.
No, but you gotta have one. You
No,
gotta have one.
I'll have to
man.
find a good spot, that's for sure. But no, I haven't visited much. Obviously, the only time is when I came here to visit the house. We were staying at the hotel downtown at the Ritz there, and kind of visit the locker room here, and then the Wells Fargo. But I haven't been in Philly that much.
Yeah.
Well, I guess over time you'll land up
You gotta get one
finding
at
your way
some
there.
point.
I know you got your hands full. You got 4 kids, and you got to get some dogs, and a home to take care of. What are your hobbies outside of being a hockey player and grinding at the rink?
Just pretty much everything that kids wants to do.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing. I try not. I don't bring work at home.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I have a saint at home. My wife with 4 kids. Obviously, when I see those rolling eyes, that means I got to take care of the kids.
You're tagged in. You're tagged in.
But, no, we got the 2 little ones that I got my youngest one that's just a ball of energy. So there's always something going on.
Yeah.
But my Barbies has been the good thing. But
Yeah.
like everything on Disney Plus, I've seen it.
yeah.
The 2 oldest one now are more of a. I got my oldest one that's doing gymnastic classes every Wednesday, so I kind of take care of that.
Okay.
And my son's playing hockey every Monday here, and
cool.
I try to do all those things because obviously when we go on the road,
Right.
try to help the wife. Happy
Yeah.
wife, happy life.
Yeah.
But no, it's more of I cook a lot.
Nice.
Okay.
I started probably when COVID hit. I love red wine, so I kind of pair it with what I want. So I kind of try to help the wife as much as possible.
Yeah.
You kick Chef Greg out? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, his food's been good. He's been good, so it's been good. But I'm a guy
He's
that
great.
on days off, I like to go in the cellar, grab a bottle of wine, and kind of Google that and this is good with pasta fish. So I'm not a guy that's gonna create food, but if I have all the instruction, I can do
You
whatever.
do it.
There you
I'm a
go.
big smoker guy too, so love my
Oh,
Traeger.
okay.
There you
So
go. Yeah.
It's it's been one thing I try to help the wife as much as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, we practice at 11. Breakfast and lunch I'm not there, so
Right.
it's trying to take care of dinners. But it's been good. It's been kind of peaceful. Especially I think 4 years ago I decided to I don't bring work at home. I don't,
Right.
There's some
Smart.
There's some things that my wife knows it. The first year she was like, why do you fight, and now if I don't fight in 5 games, she's like, you better do something. So it's kind of
Eat a piece of red meat. Get out there.
I had to teach my oldest son to he came in California, he came 6 games and I fought 5 games in a row, and the 6th one I didn't fight, come home, he's like, Dad,
Take a night off, Dad.
you didn't fight? So I kind of try to talk to him. You don't want to be like me. You want to be like him. So it's kind of that way. It's funny now the kids love it, and obviously you try to take care of the body. You've seen some bad things with back in the days, people that fight a lot. But I think the main thing that kind of keeps me zen is not talking about it.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I do my study. Before a game, I know, let's say we're playing against Colorado. I look at my fights that I did against McDermott. I kind of see the tendency and everything. Then when it's done, it's done. I don't.
Right.
And I think I have a lot of respect for guys that do that job. That's why you'll see it every fight. I always talk in the box to somebody, and like when the fight's over, we always chat. I don't have hate. I don't fight because I hate the guy.
Right.
It's if something happened or I'm trying to change something, but
Yeah,
we're all in the
job.
same boat. It's a tough job. There's
Yes, it is.
it's no, I love it though. That's the thing, but at the same time I have respect for all those guys that do that.
Yeah, no, much respect for you and what you do and how you've evolved. It's actually very, very inspiring. You're obviously a coachable guy. You've had some great coaches throughout your career. Has anybody in your hockey career really jumped out to you as like being like a guy that kind of helps you make sense of your skill set and direction you need to go?
Yeah, I think when I got traded from LA to Buffalo, Ted Nolan kind of gave me obviously team was not going well at all, but kind of gave me the eye opener that, you can play hockey, take what you had before as a D-man and try to put it in your game. Because I was just stiff, trying to fight, hit. I would get the puck and I would bobble it, dump it. Now I still do it. Obviously, I don't have skills for that.
It sounds like my shifts. What do I do when I do with this thing?
Trying to be more relaxed is
something,
right. And shooting the puck. Sometimes I try to put it in the corner and go get it. I love hitting, but I can shoot the puck more. I think those were obviously he kind of set that a little bit in my head. Took me a while to kind of get going, but going to Anaheim was Dallas Eakin's a really family guy. He really treats people like their own kids, and kind of talked to me when I was not playing a lot my first year there, and he was like, I see you in practice, you always score in practice. I created that habit in junior to being the best practice player, because I had the two toughest coaches in junior. I had Andre Tourigny, that's in Arizona, and I had Benoit Gru. Those guys, if you didn't practice well, he didn't give a shit who you were.
Yeah.
So for me, it would always be that. And in practice, I feel like I'm a skill guy in practice. I can score, I make plays and everything. When it comes to game, I kind of come back to my roots of trying to hit and everything. But Dallas Eakin was kind of one guy that kind of told me you're a big guy. Use your speed. You're gonna do it. Hockey's a game of mistakes. I'd rather you do a mistake of trying something, maybe not at those two blue lines. But, trying something in the ozone. Trying to beat a guy one-on-one. He kind of believed in me that I have a 50-50 chance of trying something, and that's one thing that kind of opened up a bit. And obviously I wish I had more skill and more offensive minded, but I think I still have that blockage from being that fourth line guy when you come in the league scared of making a mistake.
Right.
So obviously I'm trying to still improve in that, but it's still a learning game. 31, I'm still trying to learn.
You're always a student of the game, right?
That makes me feel old. I think I told you this earlier. I had Dallas Eakins as a player. That's how old I am. My first year, he was in Florida. In Florida, my first year in Florida, he was playing there. But anyway.
I've heard great things about him.
Yeah.
Kind of building off what you're saying there, the evolution from D to forward, he sounds like you're tentative, trying to figure it out. What was that fine line of what you believed you could do? Getting the puck. Were you trying to skate pucks in, or were you right when you took on the role where you just put him in the corner and trying to get the hit?
I think getting the hit for me kind of got in my head because those Ds don't like when I'm coming.
Yeah.
No.
And that's me carrying the puck and maybe getting squeezed off. Puts in my mind that I could have created maybe something on, maybe I'm going to go hit him and we won't get the puck. But if I do it multiple times, not third period.
They're throwing the puck away.
They don't get it.
Yeah.
I think there was one game, what was it? I think it was the first game of the year. Dumped the puck, I'm trying to go behind the guy to hit him and he's letting me go in front.
Yeah, right.
That's what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
No, obviously now with mixing lines and everything, I think it's, having that mindset that as a line, you play together a lot, trying to get the tendency. I played last game with Lots and Big Mac, and I told Lots, I was like, I'm sorry, man. I know you want to be. He's like, one of the easiest periods I've played. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to get that mindset that everybody together. And I think I had success in Anaheim with that, is that I was playing with Derek Grant and Cutter Rowney, and they knew I was F1.
Yeah, right.
We knew Rowney was F2, and we knew that Grant was F3, but it never changed. So they kind of knew, okay, if he dumps there, my instinct is going to whack it behind the net. So I knew he was there. So at one point, it's didn't familiarize with your line as well. But I think I should carry it more, obviously, with my body and if I have that speed. But I think my mindset's still there of I'm trying to hurt him.
Yeah.
So when I go back, I might get the puck now.
Yeah.
So, it's but no, I wish I could handle the puck with more poise. But, I think it's just being that fourth line guy, you try to be minded defensively and not being that guy that it turns the other way. And because our minutes are not like first line minutes. So
right.
You want to prove that you make the right play and the safe play. But I agree. I'm always more on the safer side than the riskier side, and I think it helped me in my career for sure. But I think I should take more risk at certain spots. So.
Yeah, but I feel like you know where you stand, and like you enjoy hitting. Like I was the same way. Not that I thought of trying to beat a defenseman, but like you just know what that play is going to create. You're getting on the body, it's going to squirt out, and it's going to create a little
and if
melee.
it doesn't now, it's you do it the same.
Do it again, and do it again, and do it again.
Obviously, as you're a lefty, when you dump the puck, technically you got 3 chance of hitting 3D.
Yep.
If you hit that same guy every time, because obviously Fort Line, you're not playing against the top D. They're trying to play against. So if you hit that third pair every time, then you don't wish to hurt anybody, but if one gets out, you're down to 5D. Now you do the same thing on the other one, like.
Yep.
That D-core gets tired, and that's when you want your top guns to
100%
keep the ball rolling down low. So I think that's why to come back to stats wise, like I do want to score. Do I want it as primary? No.
Right.
Yeah, you're wearing out the D, and as you know, as a defenseman, like going back for pucks over and over and over again, it's a hard thing to do.
No,
it's hard to make good plays under pressure.
No, for sure.
It's like,
for sure.
And like you said, like third period, now you're just rimming pucks. You're making bad plays.
And then you start changing your adjustment on the forecheck. You get the puck on the rims and create offense sometimes off of that.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a hell of a job. I just keep saying it, but I just like appreciate you. Just knowing your boundaries and being coachable and continuing to evolve and being a student, right? I think that's the only way to.
Well, that's the thing. I've never even. This is the biggest contract I've signed year-wise, and I always have the mindset that I might be scratch. I need to play well, and every camp I'm trying to prove something else.
Right.
At the beginning, it was trying to prove to be an NHL player. I still did that when I was in Anaheim. And now it's more, okay, maybe I'm established, but I don't put it in my head. Yeah. Now it's like I want to prove that. I don't want to play 6 minutes. I want to play 10 minutes. Right. So, like, I always try to put in my head that there's something that I need to prove. So I think it's going to be like this. I don't know how long I'll play, and it's going to be like this until, I hang them up. It's the mindset, of I've never got given anything. I have to work for it. So that's...
Well, you work your ass off, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah, you've had some nice tillies. What's your most memorable fight?
I've had some good ones against McDermott.
Yeah.
I don't think I've won them, but I think
highly
just
entertaining though.
Long marathon ones, I think. But the one that I liked the most in the past few years, probably against Alexiak. That was one that I felt.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I felt confident, I always feel confident. Even if he switched, I've never hit somebody that hard.
Yeah.
But that last Steelers fight too was something good.
That was a great fight.
That was a good fight. And I think I told it on another podcast just when I signed it, like, who do you think is going to be your best friend? I was like, there's always something when you fight somebody and you come back and we've been tight, me and him.
Yeah,
so
Seal,
no, I had that was a tough week for me. I fought 3 times. I fought Gadjevich, a pretty tough kid too. I broke my nose on that one. Oh. And a week after I fought Seal, and he clipped me and broke it again.
Oh, that's fun.
That was a good one. But no, obviously, like I said, I don't consider myself as the toughest guy in the league. But I'll search.
You're right up there, man. I'll tell you that. Man.
I won't say no. I'll say no. Well, not that I won't say no. Now because I know when to do it and when not.
Yep.
But I won't say no because I'm scared.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, I think Borowiecki's an unbelievable guy, tough guy. He is one of the guys that I still struggle fighting because a lefty and the way he comes in.
Yeah.
Like that last fight, I knew he was going to do it. We talked in the box after too. I knew he was coming in, but he came in more lower because I knew he always charged.
Yeah.
I wanted to come in with the uppercut. But he came low, so I went up top, and I hit him so hard. But he charged me, so we fell.
Yeah.
And he came in the box. He's like, I knew you were going to do that. I was like, there's something about lefties that I'm still trying to manage. But, it's I don't mind getting a few off the kisser. So.
Yeah, right? Gets you in the fight early, that's for sure.
Yeah, it wakes you up sometimes.
Yeah, it does, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'll definitely keep, the Reeves and the Wilsons and these guys honest because Flyers haven't had that for
Yeah,
some
no,
time. So all of a
like-
sudden these guys are walking around like King Kong, and it changes the
It
dynamic
did.
of the game, man.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, no, obviously, I think my first couple years when Revo was in St. Louis, and I was starting to get into the itch, like, if you let a guy like that, like, I want to become kind of that guy too, you know, like,
Yeah.
guys are, he crosses the bench and the guys are just sitting there. He can chirp us and not say nothing.
Yeah.
Now it won't happen.
Yeah, right.
Because even if I feel like I lose the fight after, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to fight, I'll fight.
Yeah.
That's fine. And just, I don't want you to run your mouth in front of the bench and just have no answer, and guys are just sitting tight.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
trying to be that guy. Like I said, I don't go for wins or losses. I'll go. That's it.
Showing
Yeah.
up and bringing
Yeah.
the
Doing your
spirit.
team and change the game, like we said in Tampa. There, he changed the game there, and boys were fucking all up banging their sticks when he
Yeah,
came
no,
out.
it's-
And I mean, it's
It's fun. It's like I said, there's that feeling of coming out of the box after 5 minutes and everybody's up and just cheering. You know, it's
awesome.
almost like a goal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that energy that's created, again, you can't quantify. You know, obviously the fans, get
It's
excited.
a weird
but
feeling.
It's a weird,
People try to ask, like, it's hard to describe.
yeah,
Throughout the fight, they're like, "Hey, do you think like you hear the crowd?" Not during, after, yes.
After, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's mixed emotions of what happens on the ice.
yeah,
Because guys, let's say in Tampa, I fought, and you don't. Obviously, we're in a different building, but you feel the guys tapping on the boards and everything. Then you score, then you feel the guys happy for. But like I see like how the snowball effect
Yeah.
goes, and then
Yes.
when you come out, obviously at home, who was it? I think it was Cody McCormick.
Oh, yeah.
Always told me, it was like, if you want to get the best feeling of fighting, always fight at home.
yeah, right, yeah,
But there's so much. It's hard to explain.
yeah.
Right.
There's so
Some
much
people are like,
energy, just a circle of energy, right?
Yeah, it is. And,
Yeah.
and then it carries through the game. Let's say you fight in the first, then you go meeting after the first, and guys are just everybody. Good job. good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes throughout the full day. It doesn't go through just that
Yep.
2 seconds.
true.
So- but it is hard to explain.
It is hard to explain.
You've done it way more than me, and I'm pretty sure it's the same. You try to explain it.
Well, there's so many dimensions of the energy, because you look at like the fan energy and the energy within yourself, but then like the teammates, how much confidence
Yeah.
it can generate in
How much
in your
respect you
team,
get from
respect,
it.
yeah,
It's-
from both benches, right?
Yeah.
And, but yeah, it's an energy. It's really hard to put into words, and it's more than just like a one-dimensional energy.
Yeah,
It's-
no, it is.
and that's why I still, like I'm going to sit here and obviously sound like I'm fully supporting fighting, because I still believe it belongs in the game, because
I think so.
accountability is a powerful thing. But I've also seen on the other side of things, like, for example, playing in Pittsburgh and George LaRocque's not playing, and like how it makes me feel. Like I'm still going to run around like Donkey Kong, but now I don't got to fight George LaRocque. But you know what I mean?
You have
So
an
it's
edge.
like, I
You
got
have
an
an
edge.
edge.
It's like just that mindset is a powerful thing. Versus, okay, now he's in the lineup, whether I fight him or not. It's like it just
100%. Like you're always ready if somebody, but if, like you said, if George's not playing,
It's like,
how much leverage do you think he has?
yeah,
Right.
He can run around, and if he hits somebody, and just by his presence,
Yeah.
it's insane.
It really is. But I still believe that it has an effect on the psyche. It keeps people in line. Just knowing
100%.
whether there's a fight or not, just knowing you're in the lineup.
Yep.
It just makes people think a little bit more about how
Oh
they
yeah, no,
act. There's
100%.
question.
When I play Colorado and I'm stretching on the red line and McDermott's not playing,
Yeah,
I guess I'm not fighting tonight.
yeah,
But it does make me kind of breathe and stand taller.
Tense,
Yeah.
yeah.
It does. I still think that I don't think it's never gonna come back to back in the days.
No.
It's
Right.
getting away,
Right.
but it's still there.
yeah.
I didn't play like you guys, obviously, but I can tell you, like you said, say McDermott's not in the lineup. I'll bet you his teammates wish
I was
he-
gonna
wish
say
he
their
was.
teammates,
I'll
yeah,
guarantee
exactly.
you they wish he was,
100%.
because I know back when Simmer was basically our only guy a few years back, and Wayne Simmons would fight anyone.
Yep.
When he was hurt or wasn't playing, what a difference on our bench.
Yeah.
I mean, Simmer's
real
one of those
thing.
guys. Someone does something, he stood right up. Hey,
Yep.
like, and we told the story before. Sidney Crosby. I was talking to Sid the one night, and he was talking about he really likes a tough guy. Like
Yeah.
he likes having a guy, in his lineup, and I said, man, I'm like, Simmer hasn't been able to really find a fight. And I said he goes into a scrum, and guys are looking on the ice for quarters. They don't even want to look at him,
No.
And he's
the presence.
it's
a
exactly
presence.
right.
It's insane.
It's exactly right.
That's one thing too with Torts. Like we want to defend our blue paint, but we want to be in their blue paint.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Like I've got told by, I don't remember who told me this. It was 3 or 4 years ago. He said, just go out to blue paint and they won't drop a puck until you're out of there. So let the ref move you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I always go there. And if I'm there, I'm there, and I'm not moving. If not, you'll notice if it's a shot from the blue line, I'm coming down the wall. I always try to find myself to just go touch it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean a lot, but
Well,
you keep doing it.
yeah.
It's a mindset.
It's
and
a
I think that's
mindset.
one thing that Torts really wants. Like those two blues, those are ours. So
Yes.
I think that's why you've been seeing a lot of pushing, and nobody can stand there. And I think that's what it comes down to. There's sometimes this year drops the gloves are going to drop, and it could be somebody else, but we still need some.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think the less fights or the less people like us, I think the way I see it, there's going to be more cheap shots. And more
for
things
sure.
like
Yeah,
that. I think
100%.
that's how it is, man. There's still some now. I'm pretty sure when you played, there was way less than what it is now. There's not big ones, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's keeping people honest, and I love what you're saying about the blue paint. I mean, obviously we've heard this before. Coaches talk about the blue paint all the time, but there's something very powerful about just doing what you're saying. Just like even if it's meaningless in that moment, you just go by there, you just step foot through there.
100%.
Over time, it's like you become a harder team to play against. Cause
You don't even need to say anything.
You don't say anything.
Yeah, right.
You just float around.
Sometimes you can just say a joke. You're just there. And
Yeah.
Sometimes who was it? It was a skilled D, and I was just you want one?
Yeah. One what?
But no.
No, I don't.
But it's just being there.
Yeah, right.
Build off that a little bit, because I talk about this a little bit. Like when you get in a situation where you're in a confrontational state, and you're looking a guy in the eyes, like 98% of the guys, like what you're saying, like picking up quarters, and just the eye contact goes down, right? Because they don't want nothing to do with it. And you got maybe 1% of the guys that might puff the chest out and act like they want. And
Usually those guys are when the refs are in
right, when the refs come in,
It's, no, it is. Sometimes you're just staring and you think he's looking at you, and not even 2 seconds when you stare at him, just that extra second.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I personally can't blame him.
I feel like, okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then you got like the 0.5% or 1% of guys that will actually engage because they're wired that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's amazing. Just like to what you're saying is like standing there, having that presence. Most people will say cower. They want nothing to do with it.
Right.
And that's why I really believe that there's this role should never ever
I
leave the
so.
game. But
100%.
I understand the game is so skilled, and I love it. But once you remove
It's
it fully,
entertaining. The full skills and everything, but I think there's still boundaries to
meat and potatoes. Yeah, I mean, and you're a perfect example of filling in that modern day tough guy, because you have to be able to play the game.
Yeah,
I mean, I
you have
wasn't
to be able to play.
in the same league at all. So appreciate what you've done in your career and how you've evolved to where you are today. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. Here with you, man.
It's been fun. Like I said, obviously, only had 3 fights that weren't great, but can't
Still
wait to
3
get
and 6 games.
It's 3 and 6 games.
On pace for quite a bit.
It means
Keep
a lot.
that pace up.
It means a lot to
But
your
no,
team.
it's,
that's the thing.
I think I'm more of a guy that puts the team first, and I think we have something special.
Yeah,
we have
I agree.
some young guys that they work hard, but
Yeah.
to come back to, I think, Torts is demanding. That helps a lot.
It does.
Yeah,
It
no
does.
doubt.
It's exactly what we needed.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Well, thanks so much for coming
Thank
out,
you.
man. This has
Yeah,
been
man.
This is
awesome.
fun. It was
Yeah.
sick.
Awesome.
No, thank you.
Appreciate you. Good luck the rest of the way. Keep grinding and
Yeah, keep her going, man.
look forward to seeing how the season pans out.
Hope you don't lace them back up. So
I'm $1.85, man. I'll be a skill guy out there.
He's a skilled guy in men's league.
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
He's
Power play.
Yeah, power play
score
guy.
goals.
So that's where I have to go to.
yeah, all roads land up in the same league, man.
Yeah, right.
You go.
Oh man, we do appreciate you, brother. Best of luck, man. It's awesome having you in Philly. Like Rouse said, we were so pumped when you signed. We're like, this is unbelievable. So perfect fit here, man.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. This is fun.
A big thank you to our friend Nic Deslauriers. What an awesome dude.
Awesome guy, man.
Appreciate him coming on, spending the time with us today.
Nice to have him here in Philadelphia and not having to worry about him playing against
Yeah, no doubt.
another team if he would have been somewhere else. Great guy, great team guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone you want on your team.
Yes.
And again, a guy that you really don't love playing against, but a Philly guy all the way.
Yes.
See him for the next 4 years, so appreciate him spending the time with us today.
Yes.
I think it's time to get into the clear questions presented to you by our good friends at Clear Rum. Baller, what do you got?
We got one from Dylan McCall over on the gram. He said, any funny or interesting moments with Bob when he was in net for us?
Oh, Nast, what do you got?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not sure if we talked about the Snoop Dogg incident.
I'm not sure if they're asking about
You're talking about in
the
okay,
pipes. So we could already talk about the Snoop Dogg.
I just meant when he was here. Okay, so in the pipes. In the pipes. He was pretty dialed in, man. You know, like he never
was
really
so
had an
focused.
issue. Yeah, he I know he just always had to have the straw in his water bottle.
Yeah.
I remember one game, someone took his bottle and he always brought it in, and I was
was a
scrambling
no-no?
around, and I went to is it Airmark? I went around the way, and they cut one of the hoses from the drink machine.
Oh, no way. How
And
clever.
It fit perfectly, but nothing overly like crazy happened with him. That's about the only thing I could think of because, like I said, Bob was so prepared.
Yeah.
You know, when he was here, I mean, he had a routine daily, and you know, he was obviously speaking English. But there was nothing ever really happened that was too crazy with
Listen,
him.
you talked about how prepared he was and how dialed in he was. You may as well just give the 101 story about the Snoop concert.
Well, quickly, I'll make it short. He's here. He barely speaks English. He's been here
48 hours?
Yeah, 48 hours, 3 days. So it was funny because he was actually doing English lessons twice a day. And so he was picking up a few things, and I remember him coming in it was about the third day, and he's like, "Good morning, Nasty," and he's smiling because he's so proud, you know. And I'm like, "That's awesome!" Like, "Good morning, Bob," and then I say something, he's like, "Okay," and he keeps walking.
See you later.
So anyway, at the end of the day, I said, "It was a bunch of us going to the concert, Snoop Dogg concert," and I was like, "Hey, Bob, but you know Snoop Dogg?" Yeah. And, you know, I'm like, trying to figure out how to say it. I'm like, concert. I kind of get it across to him. Okay. I'm like, I'll pick you up 5 o'clock and we go. So as you know, we get there, we go to eat dinner and
Have a couple pops.
yeah, have a couple beers. Now he was not drinking. He didn't drink, and he was able to say green tea.
Yeah.
Remember he said green tea, and we were at a place where this guy had tattoos all over his face and everything else, and he's
It was like beer,
yeah.
vodka, beer.
green tea, and I'm like, water's good, and I'm like, Bob, water. He's like, okay. So we eat, we go into the venue. Well, Snoop Dogg's late.
Oh, yeah.
You remember our buddy
course.
Malcolm? We're up there seeing Malcolm and talking to him, and a few different things happen. Not to draw it out, but one of the funnier things is we walk upstairs real quick. I said, Bob, I'll be right back. Now it's about 8 o'clock now, right? We've been there like 3 hours. So we run up, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, Bob, we forgot about Bob. I think Jeff Carter was with us.
Yeah.
So I go running back down the steps because we're upstairs in the office, and there is a girl fight going on, and Bob is backed into the corner, and his eyeballs are popping out of his head. These two girls, they got a handful of hair, and they're swinging. I'm like, it's funny, but it's not because he's scared to death. So get him. Everything's calm. They get these girls out because we were up top. We were roped off, right? Mm-hmm. So then they're like, you guys want to go meet Snoop? He's finally on his way. We go downstairs. His security came in back then when he was Snoop Lion.
Yeah,
correct?
right. You got the Muslim security, you got the
Muslim
gangster security, yeah.
And the doors flew open, and these guys came flying in, and the ceilings were low. I looked tall in there because the ceilings are low at the back, in the back of the place, and this guy comes right over and says, like, who the fuck are you? And this guy was huge, and Bob was like, he like thought he was going to die right on the spot. And I did too, actually. So it kind of like calm everything down. Our buddy steps over and says, no, they're with us. We give Snoop a jersey. Go back upstairs. Now, finally, Snoop comes on. Where were you? I'm looking around for you. I got Bob with me. I'm like having Elvis at that point because, you know, you barely
Poor
speak
guy.
English. He
Traumatized.
just was traumatized already by this whole thing. We fight through the crowd to get back up to our seat. And I'm like, where's Kartsy and Riles? Look down. Here comes Snoop on stage. You and Kartsy on stage. Oh, yeah. I'm like, what? And Bob's going, look. He's like, sees you guys on stage. So now he's about 2 songs in, and Bob's like on his phone, and I'm like,
texting
what's
his
up?
agent.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, Bob, what? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's 8:30, man.
It's song number
I'm like,
2.
This is the second song. Bedtime. And,
Yeah.
Go like that. And I'm like, not yet, man, not yet. And he's like, oh, so we watched about 4 or 5 songs. I'm watching you and Kartsy, really, because I'm just like dying that you guys are on the stage.
Oh, yeah,
So I had the drummer, and finally he's on his phone, and I'm like, you know what, man? He's probably texting his agent. His agent's going to call Homer. What do you got him at this concert for? So we ended up leaving, but he always said he enjoyed it. He had a good time, but he got 5 songs of it in anyway.
Oh, man.
That was probably one of the funniest
He got welcomed to
stories.
Philly in a big way that day. Holy.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting all of that.
Probably carrying that trauma around still.
No, he's fine now. He's fine.
All right, Baller, what do you got?
One more. Quinn over on Twitter. What are some of the craziest times you've heard a coach specifically call out a player on the bench or in the locker room?
You
go nuts.
played. I heard tons of stuff.
The craziest? I don't even know. Thinking of John Stevens coming, ripping guys, new assholes.
Lavi used to come in with some. I don't
Yeah,
know if
he was.
really
He
called.
wasn't calling guys out so much. I don't feel, but maybe I can't really remember.
Now I remember Homer coming in
with the stick.
with a stick, and he didn't just give it to one guy. He gave it to every single guy, no matter what. It didn't matter if you fought 3 times. He still had something to say to you. Because he couldn't leave a guy out. But I would think, to me, the craziest was, I remember the lockout year, I believe, and we didn't play the greatest, and you guys used to come in the door, and this is at the Spectrum, and hand me your stick and put it on the wall. I think we were going somewhere after. And I turned to move a couple of the sticks, and the door flew open, almost took my head off.
Oh, yeah.
And I jumped back, and it's Homer, and I had a stick in my hand, and he just jerked it right out of my hand and went right in the room, and he had that thing in your guy's face, every guy right around the room, and just burying guys.
Ruthless.
That's probably one of the craziest. I can't think of any coaches that I remember totally calling a guy out unless they pulled him in the office and you could hear him screaming.
Yeah.
But I think that he was the GM then, Homer, and that was one of the craziest things I saw. And I saw that a few times.
Yeah, no, for sure. And things have changed, obviously, even in the last 10, 12, 15 years than it was,
100%.
back in the day when you had guys like Mike Keenan floating around and Pat Burns and, some of these guys that were really, really demeaning almost, right? And they would just say anything because it was different. It was a different time back then. But certainly some tongue lashings, but nothing I didn't think that was overly aggressive, at least in my perspective.
Not that I can't remember. I remember Mike Keenan, my dad, telling me the one, and there were a few Ilka Sinisalo stories.
Oh, yeah.
But there was one where they had been playing well, they were losing a game, and he kind of went around the room like Clarkie would do, because that's where Homer kind of got it from. Him and Clarkie both would do it. And he said to Ilka, he's like, "In Sinisalo, how do you have 9 goals or 10 goals already?" And he was like, "Power play, Mike."
Yeah, right.
Like
of
he
course.
always had something to say back. But that was probably the craziest I've seen, was when I saw Homer do it, and Clarkie a couple times.
Yeah. And just the look on Homer's face is
Scary.
You
enough.
don't have to say anything.
He probably didn't need to talk.
Yeah, he didn't even need to talk. Just stand there with a stick, and he got the message.
There was a story where he came in the room when my dad was there, and I was a kid, but he came in and he used to break sticks, right? So he had it. He grabbed a stick and he came to the room, and I can't remember if it was Doug Crossman or who it was, but Chief told us a story where he reached down and grabbed his helmet,
the bucket,
put his helmet on, because Homer started swinging the stick. Yeah, shrapnel. But I wasn't there to witness that one.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate your questions.
Yes,
Be sure to send them in Twitter, Instagram. We obviously love hearing from you. And if you're liking what you see, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe.
Yes.
And follow us on all social media. Until next week, Nast.
Number 92
92.
coming up.
We'll see you then.